Maxine Waters slapped with serious political charge, Washington gets the green light to act. Maxine Waters continuously speaks in a vulgar and disrespectful way and acts in such a way that is unbecoming to the office that she holds. Yet time and time again the Democratic Party puts up with her antics and does not denounce them for the trash they are. But she took it one step too far recently and she is going to suffer from it as a result. Especially in the midterm elections. However, she is also suffering due to the people who are calling for her punishment. Even her own supporters and fellow African American lawmakers are denouncing her, and that should speak for itself. Her actions are indefensible and the response she is getting should not surprise you. The Washington Examiner reported. A group of conservative African American figures, including Star Parker, gathered on Capitol Hill on Thursday and called on House Speaker Paul Ryan, Republican Wisconsin, to censure Representative Maxine Waters, Democrat California, after she called on her supporters to confront members of President Trump's administration in public. This is a dangerous and unhinged call that signals to liberal activists that violence is a preferred way to demonstrate this disagreement, said Johnathan Alexandre, Director of Public Policy at the Liberty Counsel. This resistance is not progressing at all, but is rather in a standstill, hunched over in a dark corner of bitterness and self-loathing and now dangerous retaliation. Last month, after the owner of the Red Hen restaurant in Virginia after she asked White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders to leave, Waters encouraged her supporters to follow suit and confront members of the Trump administration. Video of those remarks at a Los Angeles rally earned Waters rebukes from Republicans and some Democrats. For instance, House Speaker Paul Ryan called on her to apologize, saying there's no place for this. Some, among liberal circles, have defended her, including the Congressional Black Caucus. Since then, more members of the Trump administration have been engaged by protesters in public, as well as allies of the president, including Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell and former White House Chief Strategist Steve Bannon. The group that descended on Capitol Hill on Thursday emphasized that free speech is a protected right, and no one should be harassed for supporting the president. John School, the senior pastor of Victory Christian Center, claimed that their lack of respect for civil dialogue is indicative in the left's attempts to undermine the Constitution, and by extension praised the president for nominating Brett Kavanaugh to the Supreme Court because he believes in the original meaning of the Constitution. I contend that our Constitution is never outdated because rather than being hundreds of pages filled with policy like these modern constitutions, our founder put together a few simple pages dealing with human nature, Gould said. Now, human nature has no expiration date, and neither does our Constitution, and although it was not perfect, it left a means for fixing imperfections, allowing me to stand before you today, he added. Parker, president of the Center for Urban Renewal Education, condemned Waters for encouraging the kind of behavior that keeps families separated and leads to civil war. She stated their press briefing was to show Waters is not the face of all of Black America. Congresswoman Maxine Waters has violated the sacred trust we each have to each other as Americans that have each of our rights stop at the other's nose. Her call to extremism based on where another American citizen works and who they associate with must be sternly addressed by Speaker Paul Ryan. An apology is not enough, nor did she offer one, after being asked by House Speaker, Parker said. We move into 2 months of intense debate over the next SCOTUS nomination. The censuring of Maxine Waters becomes of extreme urgency, so we compel Speaker Paul Ryan to heed the call of many on the Freedom Caucus today and his colleague and censor Maxine Waters today. Also in attendance was Diane Johnson, president and founder of the Black Conservative Federation, Reverend Derek McCoy, executive vice president of CURE, Bishop Aubrey Shines and Bishop David Ritchie. As they held their event, a separate group of Black women released a statement imploring Ryan to reverse his request for a public apology from Waters. The group, calling themselves #Stand with Maxine, has also rebuked House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi, Democrat California, and Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, DNY, criticizing them for their own less explicit criticism of Waters, BuzzFeed News reports. Maxine Waters has served in the U.S. House since 1991. She served in the CA Assembly from 1977-91. She is the most senior among 12 black women currently serving in Congress. She is a lifetime public servant who fights for the most vulnerable among us. #Stand with Maxine, tweeted Kristen Clark, President and Executive Director of the Lawyers Committee for Civil Rights Under Law. Maxine Waters' behavior shows exactly the degraded level our society has come to. Now the far left is inciting violence and encouraging people to harm Republicans and those whom they disagree with. This is not what the United States is all about, and the American people deserve better from their elected officials. It is a disgrace to the office she holds for Maxine Waters to behave the way she has. But time and time again she shows she has no shame, and she continues to act out and behave the way she does. A censure by Congress is the least of what she deserves, and hopefully, the members of Congress in the House of Representatives will